good to see you. Hey, Miss Brenda, Shamie Shams, Sean Dunnigan. Let's spread the word. Kelly Deli, Tedra Gordon. Let's spread the word and let everybody know that we are live. Welcome to Monday's Book Club, where we are reading The Power of One More. You know, I often say that we will never learn more than we earn. And I often say that reading beyond being fundamental, we literally, when we're looking to have more, it all boils down to becoming more, to being more. And so I am grateful that a few years ago, I think this is year 4 of having book club, because and why book club was so important to me. Good evening, Robin. Book club was important to me because I hated to read, and I needed to figure out a way to make reading enjoyable. Because if in fact we have to, what's up, Philadelphia? If Marguerite Faison is on from Philadelphia, if in fact we want to grow to another level, then you've got to elevate your mind. And it's funny because I was having a call today with my business partner and friend and big little sister, Stanisha Graham. And she was saying, you know, what people don't tend to understand is that every level that you elevate requires even a new circle. So it's not just about what you put in your mind, but it is also, what's up, Bianca? It's also about the people that are in your circle, because in order for you to elevate to another level, it means that even the people that are in your circle have to change. What ends up happening is, especially if you're in a leadership place, is where you tend to love more than lead. So the things that you should say to people, right, which is now why people will say, oh, she acting funny. And it's not that you're acting funny, it's that you're in another level where people have less access to you, especially when you realize that they're not on the same playing field as you. See, being on the same team doesn't put you in the same game. Uh-oh, I don't even know where this came from, y'all. What's up, Carol Jackson? What's up, Bridget? Tamara Dunn, Robin Owens, Bianca Bailey. Being on the same team doesn't put you in the same game. Being on the same team doesn't put you in the same game, because there's some people on the same team that ain't running the same play. They are not running the same play. They're not following the coach's directions, which is why, you know, we were talking about coachability index today. And we were talking about different people that we see have coachability index versus those that don't, those that think they do, but they don't. And then what you begin to see is why people can't elevate past where they've always elevated. One, because they love instead of lead, because that's just your friend. And you believe because you got to a certain place with those people, now you're stuck. It's like going to a church for all your life, even though you're no longer growing in that place. You still go because it's familiar. You don't want to give up your seat in the pew, right? And so now you're loving instead of leading, and you're afraid to say the hard things, the things that people really need to hear. You're afraid to say those hard things because you're afraid that it's going to damage the relationship. What's up, Lamika? Oh. So you love instead of lead, and you allow, and then what happens is the people that you should be leaving, but because you love, because of a relationship, right? You cannot even, they respect you. They honor you. Let me say that different. They honor you, but they don't respect you. They don't respect you as the leader. They don't respect you as the coach. Which is why they go pay a ton of money to somebody else. They'll pay a ton of money to somebody else for that somebody else to say what you've been saying. So now we're going to go open up the power of one more. We are talking about We were talking about the relationship between standards and goals. I'm going to just go ahead and read the book. I think I probably should duck. Should I duck, y'all? Should I duck? And we're on the part of this chapter. We are in chapter. What's up, y'all? We are in chapter 9. One more goal. Lanisha. We got Lamika and Lanisha. One more goal. And we're in the keep it simple and flexible. All right. Keep it simple and flexible. Shame, I might have to duck on that one. Right. Keep it simple and flexible. What's up right now? So I see Stacy. Stacy is in the room with us. Stacy, I don't see your photo, your picture. So even if I wanted to bring you on camera, I can't because I can't see you. So maybe you're just hanging out back here with me. That's cool too. So thank you if you're just hanging out back here with me. I see Stacy up in the studio with me. Listen, I did put the link in my team chat. And let me put the link in here. What you'll have to do is, if you want to comment and come into the studio, you will have to take this link and you'll have to paste it in your browser. Oh, I don't know what is going on with this connection today. We're having the craziest time connecting to the internet today. I don't know. I'm connected. I'm afraid to change it because I don't want to mess the settings up here, but I cannot put the, I'm trying to give y'all the link so that you are able to get into the studio if you need to, but it won't post in the comments. Okay. It's just saying we're having internet issues. I've been having internet issues all afternoon long. So we're reading The Power of One More by Ed Mylett. And we're in chapter 9. You guys, one more goal. May he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. Now, we looked up some of those words, but I want to look up the word plans. It is May the 1st. Happy May the 1st, y'all. My birthday's in 2 days, right? May the 1st. We got blessed today, y'all. Someone did something so super dope today for my birthday. And it wasn't material, but it was material. It wasn't material. It wasn't like a thing that they did, but they did something that was so dope today. First time anybody has ever done anything like that for me. And I thought that it was super dope. And she probably doesn't want me to say who it is, so I won't tell her, say who it is, but I just thought it was super dope. She called me yesterday and was like, hey, this is what I want to do. And she's like, you know, you do such creative things. She's like, and that's not my thing, but we were blessed today in a way that was just so amazing. But it's May the 1st. And I hope that it being May the 1st, that all of you that are watching, you have new goals. You've got new standards that you set this month. Let me know if you've got new goals, new standards that you've set this month. But let's look at the definition of the word plan, right? Because this says, may he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. All right. Can y'all still see me okay? Let me know. Somebody comment in the chat if you can still see me. I just want to make sure y'all can still see me, hear me clearly, because it says on my end that I'm having internet connection issues, but hopefully you guys can still see me. All right. So the definition of the word plan. Y'all ready? The definition of the word plan. Somebody type in the chat. Let me know that y'all can. Okay, we can. All right. Thank you very much. Y'all can see and hear. Mary Powell. What's up, Mary Powell? I was thinking about you yesterday. I was. And I just started, I don't know, I just started praying for you out the blue. Yesterday, you crossed my mind and I started whispering a prayer for you. So the definition of the word plan, a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. A detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. To decide on and arrange in advance. Flamonica. To decide on and arrange in advance. So let's read this again. May he give you, Psalm 20 and 4. Psalm 20 and 4 says, may he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. Right? Now we want God to do all these things. And we'll say things like, God, I just want to earn $20,000 a month. Let me tell y'all something. I watch the way people do business and I hear what people say versus what they do. And I'm going to tell you right now, based on what you do, not what you say, but based on what you do, because I'm watching people run poor business. Number one, because there's no plan. A plan is a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. A plan is an intention or a decision about what it's going to do, about what you're going to do. A plan is when you decide on and arrange in advance. So how many of you, it's May the 1st. It's so crazy that today, out of the blue, I got 4 people that text me. 4. Now, I've got a team that are personally enrolled of over 300 people, but 4 people today text me to tell me what their plans were for May. Text me to tell me what their goals were for May. 4. Because they realize that it's a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something, an intention or decision about what one is going to do or to decide on and arrange in advance. How many of you have major plans? Because here's the deal. The Bible says, may he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. How can you succeed if you've not written a plan? Because God doesn't know what to do. Although he knows what to do, you haven't asked him for anything. You haven't told him anything. You haven't written the vision and made it plain. So because you haven't written the vision and made it plain, that is why there's no success. You're going to hustle forever, pedaling backwards, because there's no plan. There's no plan of action that says an intention or a decision about what one is going to do. A decision or on an arrangement in advance, or a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. I must be stuck again. I don't know. I don't see no comments in the chat. I don't know sometimes when we stop to really, you know why? We're praising on him. May he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. Yes, God is going to make me succeed. But we don't realize what we just said. May he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. And then you sit the little Bible down after you read Psalm 20 and 4, and you like, God's going to make me successful. So keep it simple and flexible. There are thousands and thousands of people out there who happily want to give you a system of creating goals. Here's the problem with that. One system doesn't fit everyone's need. That is because every one of us processes information differently. You are a unique product of your past experiences, education, thoughts, gifts, shortcomings, and relationships. A system does not fit everyone's process for creating goals. Some people think visually. Others rely on auditory input as a primary way to process information. Many people prefer a tactile approach with the need to literally touch their goals, which is a more kinesthetic approach. If you've ever gone to a car dealership to test drive the car of your dreams, then you know what I mean. Most of us blend these and other approaches to varying degrees and ways that reflect how we've been conditioned to process information. That's why it's impossible to create a goal-setting system that works effectively for 7 billion people on planet Earth. The other reason I believe many systems don't work is that they're often too complicated. Elite performers, CEOs, and other highly motivated, results-driven people don't have the time or the inclination to dive into elaborate ways to create goals. The right way to approach setting your goals is to keep a simple plan of attack. Write that in the chat. Write that in the chat. What is one of the primary ways to achieve your goals? To what? The right way to approach setting your goals, setting them, not even to achieve them, setting your goals, is to keep a simple plan of attack. I'm going to give you a flexible way to do that so it makes sense for you, no matter who you are. It's not a system. It's a loose framework you can adapt to execute actions in the most direct way that works best for you. That is what Ed Mylett is saying. Now, I'm going to tell you, in business, I believe in systems. We're reading this book, and I'm going to take chew the meat and spit the fat out. because I believe in systems. And the reason why I believe in systems is because people cannot duplicate you. However, if you're ever wondering, especially if you're in business, right? Or you're on a team, your body is only going to do what the head is doing. So now when you're looking at what's going on in your team, right? You're a coach and you're looking at what's going on in your team. Normally a coach is going to put somebody as the like team leader or the captain of the team. And they normally will choose someone who leads by example, who has a great work ethic, who is not a quitter or somebody who gives up. They're normally going to choose someone who manages well, we do realize that in order to manage other people well, we must first be able to manage ourselves well. We do realize that, right? I don't know why I feel like I'm by myself today. Like y'all not with me today. I don't know. But and I know if it hurt, just say hallelujah. It's okay, right? But a team lead, a team captain has to now give an example of what to be like, what to act like, right? And so if the team captain is off or not producing or not producing, work ethic off, not in the game, not they're physically there but not mentally there, guess what's going to happen, Felicia Taylor, to the rest of the team? It's going to trickle down. So if your belief is off, everybody else connected to you, their belief is going to be off too. If your work ethic is off, their work ethic is going to be off. Creating goals in your peak state. Let's talk about creating goals in your peak state. You can only create your goals, your best goals, when you're at your peak state. We can only create our best goals when we're at our peak state. This state occurs when your mind and body are functioning optimally together. Breaking it down further, think of your thoughts as your conscious mind and your body as your subconscious mind. When your conscious and your subconscious mind works in congruency, you have a powerful force that multiplies and heightens your peak state. So when your mind and your body are one, you know what's amazing, y'all? This weekend, we vended this weekend. So Paul did the workout Saturday morning, and then he came to help us out. Paige was out there with me. Paige, the 8-year-old, was out there with me Friday and Saturday. And Paige worked, so she earned some money this weekend. Paige was out there passing out blitz cards, bringing people over to the table, taking people samples, asking everybody were they okay, asking what they needed, pointing them in the right direction. Paige, the 8-year-old. On Sunday, y'all, I know that you all saw that it looked like, it was bright and beautiful outside on Sunday. On Sunday, we experienced 25-mile-per-hour winds on Sunday. So although the sun was shining, where we were stationed was underneath a covering, and it's shady up under there. So there's no sun. And then there's 25-mile-per-hour winds blowing, which means every few minutes when there was these gusts of wind, and when you're up underneath like an enclave or whatever, there's more wind that comes in, right? So the table and stuff just kept getting knocked down. Like literally every few minutes we were grabbing at the table, everybody on Sunday. But I say all that to say, we were also cold because it was cold, like the wind was blowing, right? But not one time did we complain. Not one time. Literally, you guys, you got to understand, literally, it really is mind over matter. It's mind over matter. And even when it comes to Paige Marguerite, I kept asking her, do you want me to see if you can go over Uncle Nunu's house or you want to go over? No. She said, no, I want to go out there with y'all. I want to help work our business. I want to help the team. That's what the 8-year-old kept saying. And I kept saying to myself, train up a child in the way that they should go. And when they get old, they will not be broke. Because Paige is not afraid of the work either, right? She stayed up trying to help me make the juice for early in the morning Saturday, you guys. I'm telling you, train them up in the way that they should go. Why is anybody texting me right now? All right, so here we go. Here's a so when our where we at? All right, here we go. So when your conscious and your subconscious minds work in congruency, you have a powerful force that multiplies and heightens your peak state. Let's look and see what peak state means. All right, let's look what peak state means. The definition of peak state. Peak state. Peak state is the feeling that you're at optimal state of being, both mentally and physically. That's basically what that means, right? The peak of a process or an activity is the point at which it is at its strongest, most successful, or most fully developed. I refer to our body as our subconscious mind because too often we only focus on our thoughts when it comes to creating our goals. Our thoughts are what puts us in a conscious state, giving us what we believe to be the right frame of mind to reach our goals. However, we don't realize that for our mind to function optimally, our body must also function optimally. I need somebody to come into the studio with me. For our mind, Tedra, to function optimally, our body must also function optimally. For our mind to function optimally, our body must also function optimally. Many people don't pay attention to their body when setting their goals, and in this way, it becomes a subconscious mind. When we don't put our subconscious mind in a prime state, we're not using all of the available tools that we have. Unless we tap into all these tools, there's no way, listen to what the book says. There's no way our goals will best meet our needs. When these tools are in sync, even when your conscious mind isn't actively working on your goals, your subconscious mind will keep pushing forward. Here's a critical point to remember. Your mind always moves to what is the most familiar with. So when both your conscious and your subconscious minds are engaged on your behalf, you are working on your goals all the time. That's why this concept is so powerful. It is also why attaching compelling reasons to your goals is critical for success. Here's the critical part to remember. Your mind always moves to what it is most familiar with. So when both your conscious and your subconscious minds are engaged on your behalf, you are working on your goals all the time. That's why this concept is so powerful. It's also why attaching compelling reasons why to your goals is critical for your success. So I said, well, this month I need to coach 125 new people. I need to add 125 new people to the team. Here's what's so crazy, y'all. You think that you join a team and then the coach has to come try to find you to see if or to make you a star. No, that's not what happens. When you join a team, if you are a star, you can't hide it. You don't have to say a word. The coach will see it. The coach will see it based on what you do, not what you ask, based on what you go and find for yourself. Like, it's amazing, right? People are asked questions instead of just going to look for the information themselves. Like, let's just say if Macy's was running a promo, right, Shammy, right, Marguerite, and I wanted to know if Macy's still had that promo available, I would just go online. Because I'm the one that wants to know if Macy's still has a sale or if Macy's is still having their, right? I know it's over at 12 noon. So the next day, I'm not going to say, hey, is Macy's still having that promo they had a day ago? Right? But superstars they don't even have to wave their hands like this. Look at me. Look at me. No, they don't have to do that, because when you are star quality, like when you are, you can't hide it. There's no way you can hide it, because your actions will always show, because you will just produce. Compelling reasons drive your goals. Why? Like the NFL draft this weekend. The coaches saw what the prospects did versus what they said. I missed the draft this weekend, but I heard about it. A friend of mine's son-in-law is actually coming to the Falcons. Got a call from the Falcons, right? So big time, y'all. Scouts go after great players because they can see what they're producing, not the other way around. Players don't go after scouts. Scouts go after players. So what are your compelling reasons to drive your goals? If you're saying, I really need to earn, and then you get put on a team that provides you with all this information, but you won't go look at a video, won't join training, won't get on book clubs to learn and grow, won't get right, just all the stuff that you won't do because you believe that there's some magic wand that's going to get waved, right? The moment that you partner close to people that are having success, and that's not the way that it happens. What is your why? It has to be compelling. And I believe that the why is not always money. But what is your why? Why are you doing what you do? Why? Why? Compelling reasons will give you the energy and the resiliency to push through the difficult times so that you can reach your goals. Compelling reasons translate into goals that you're passionate about. I know why I stood outside from 9:15 yesterday morning to 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon and 25 miles per hour winds. I know why I stayed outside all day doing that, because I know what I want. And what I want was beyond yesterday. See, I know that what I want is not in the comfort zone. Me. And I'm the one person that don't need to stand out there in the cold, 25 miles per hour winds. But I know what I want. And what I want has everything but nothing to do with yesterday all at the same time. It has everything to do with every person that I touched. It has everything to do with every person that got a sample of my product. It has everything to do with what I say that I want the future to look like. It has everything. It has everything to do with what I want a year from now, 2 years from now, when I'm 60. When I'm 60 in 9 years. It has everything to do with it. But we can't say what we want and then do nothing. And then do nothing. Because compelling reasons translate into goals that you're passionate about. I know what I'm passionate about. Goals are all about change. Write that in the chat. Goals are all about change. That's why your goals need to challenge you. Uh-oh. I guess I'm about to cuss now. I can already see we're not going to get very much of this red. I already know. Because Y'all just want me to read it, huh? Just Nina. All right, let me just read it. And then goals are all about change. That's why your goals need to challenge you. If they aren't challenging, then they won't change you. All you're doing is wasting your time. It's not compelling enough to say you'd like to raise $10,000 for your favorite charity, but it would be a nice thing to do. But you got to make it emotional. The more emotional you make your compelling reasons, the more energy and resiliency you will attach to it. And that means you're more likely to raise that $10,000. Let me throw this one in there for free. For all of y'all entrepreneurs, especially those of you that call yourself leaders, I'm saying that just like that. Leadership is such a loose word. There's so many different levels of leadership. John C. Maxwell teaches on that in his the laws of leadership and the levels of leadership. Some people are leaders just because of title. Some leaders are leaders just because of positioning. Some leaders have earned their respect, right? But I want you to be very careful that you're playing team. Because some of you in the clutch are abandoning your teams for selfish gain. And you need to remember that's because I watch how people go ghost when it's really important to have like when it's really important, when people just get ghost on you. Because those will be the same people blowing you up when they got a need. Be very careful. Because you got to play team all the time when you're on a team. Even when you're on the sidelines. Be very careful. But the more emotional you make your compelling reasons, the more energy and resiliency you will attach to it. And that means that you're more likely to raise that $10,000. For example, you need to set in your mind that raising that money will give children a place to go after school, something you never had as a child, or put researchers one step closer to curing the disease that your mom passed away from. Maybe that money can make a difference by paying for badly needed supplies at a battered women's shelter. When I was younger, I had some heart problems. I started thinking about all the things I would miss if I passed away early in life. But the one thing that caused me to make changes in my life was the vision that I had of not being able to walk my daughter Bella down the aisle on her wedding day. I can't even begin to convey the emotional impact that had on me. Armed with that compelling reason, I started going to the gym, eating better, reducing my stress, and adopted an overall healthier lifestyle. It's not simply a matter of being more disciplined or more driven. There needs to be an emotional component linked to your goal. That's the compelling motivation that keeps your goals from being lethargic burdens. So, you guys, I told myself that I would not have high blood pressure, cholesterol issues, diabetes. See, I've watched it all. I've watched it all around me. And I'm telling myself that as I get older, we're supposed to get wiser. So why do I, you know what else I said, Marguerite, this afternoon when I was on the phone with my business partner, with Tanisha. I said to her, do you know how much harder it is for me, smaller, to get a change going in my body, to look different, I'm already small. It is so much harder for me, smaller, to get a result than it is for somebody who has a lot more weight to lose or things to get to. It is so much harder. Do you know that I have to work 3 times harder, smaller, than a person that's much larger than me has to work to get a result? Did y'all know that? I know. So when I was younger, I had heart problems. He says, it's not simply a matter of being more disciplined or more driven. There needs to be an emotional component linked to your goal. That's the compelling motivation that keeps goals from becoming lethargic burdens. As you create your goals, decide the who, what, and why, reasons for what you're about to do. If you aren't fired up, then you'll have a difficult time fighting off the distractions that will try to dislodge you from your goal. Make your compelling reason your suit of armor to stave off these kinds of attack. Many goal setting systems also encourage you to create goal categories. Don't do it. It says you have one life. There's no need to overcomp or to complicate it by categorizing them as finance, faith, fitness, or family goals. Keep it simple. Why burden yourself complicating goals designed to make your life easier and better? When you create a single list, the only thing to keep in mind is whether you're creating a momentum building goal or a stretch life altering goal. That's it. Create one list with your goals on there. All right. Maybe what you do with the list is the ones more immediate versus the ones that may take a little bit more time. Maybe that I would do on the list, but I don't make 5,000 different lists of goals. I have a goal list, a list of goals, like, or things that I want. It's all up around my mirror in my bathroom, in my bathroom. Right? And so whether you're creating a momentum building goal or a stretch life altering goal, momentum building goals are easier to hit. As the name suggests, they build momentum in your life. They're shorter term with a more immediate payoff. You get a reward you can build on. Stringing enough on these together is a lot like gathering speed going downhill. The only caution here is to make sure that these types of goals are still meaningful and challenging. Life altering goals are harder to hit. You raise the bar on these with the idea that they will produce a bigger payoff and result in the bigger growth in you. They take longer, sometimes years, to accomplish. The two can be linked together. Let's use a very common goal as an example of losing weight. Start with your compelling reason, which is not to die prematurely because you're fat. Now, that's what the book says. Don't be mad at me. The book says, start with your compelling reason, which is not to die prematurely because you're fat. A momentum building goal is losing 2 pounds a week or 8 to 10 pounds a month. If you set your standards the right way by eating the proper foods and exercising regularly, this is a short-term goal that's very doable. Let me help y'all. Everyone else in my company around me at this time in 2014 was losing 5, 10, 15, 5 pounds a week, 10 pounds a week. Me, on the other hand, I was only losing 8 to 10 pounds a month. While other people right now are losing 8 to 10 pounds in 4, 5, 6 days, Nina was losing 8 to 10 pounds a month, which is why this took me about 16 months to complete my journey. But here's the deal. It is also 2023. I started this journey in 2014, and I have not gained my weight back. So, sure, do I have times when I'm like 5 pounds heavier, 6 pounds heavier, and I'm able to get it right back off because I disciplined myself to get the weight off consistently, 8 to 10 pounds a month, not 10 pounds. Because here's the deal. What happens is, let me tell you what happened, Tracy. What happens is, if you start, for people now, here's the deal. When you are larger, you will lose more weight fast in the beginning. But here's what happens. You stop when the pounds aren't coming off 10 and 12 pounds a week. Say it ain't tough. Say, where y'all at? 8 to 10 pounds. Some of y'all, and here's what I'm gonna say to you. Some of y'all really need to take a look in the mirror, because there's some people that, oh yeah, although you're losing, you could be doing better too. And you're looking, and here's what happened. I was talking to Stanisha about this today. You're looking to the left and looking to the right and looking at what other people are or aren't doing. And so now you're measuring yourself with them. No, measure yourself with somebody like me or Paul. Stop measuring yourself against people that got way more weight to lose than you. Measure yourself against somebody like me or Paul. Because then you're behind a, I bet you won't do that. I bet you won't do that. Let me see your before and after pictures without your garments on. If you're grossly overweight, you may set a life-altering goal of losing 100 pounds or more, right? The only way you'll do that is by hitting all your shorter momentum-building goals. So, for those of you that need to understand when it comes to weight loss, you have to have small goals that create momentum for you. Okay? Don't tell me, well, I don't know what I weigh because I haven't weighed myself. You need to weigh yourself. Because if you weigh yourself, then you'll stop not allowing yourself to not lose the weight. Because if it's not coming off, there's something that you're not doing right. So get on a scale. Why are you scared of the numbers? Right? You can't lose 100 pounds if you don't lose the first 2 pounds. So while you're looking at the 100 pounds, we're saying lose 2 pounds. Then lose another 2 pounds. Then lose another 2 pounds. Then lose another 2 pounds. Well, that's how I did it, y'all. I literally was only losing 8 to 10 pounds a month. And I watched people around me lose like 30 pounds a month, 40 pounds a month. And you know what, Marguerite? You know what, Sean? You know what, Tracy? Tedra? You know what? All of them have gained all their weight back. Every single one of them. Goethe understood the relationship when he said, it is not enough to take steps which may someday lead to a goal. Each step must be itself a goal and a step likewise. Finally, when you design a goal, there's the word. When you design a goal, somebody write that in the chat. Design a goal. Design. When you design a goal, you carve out space in your brain that didn't exist before. I need you to, Lord have mercy, when you design a goal, that is so good. I hope my comments won't go up there. When you design a goal, I don't care if you small, let me say something to y'all, to small folk, right? Well, I don't get up to work out. Well, something is wrong with that. If you're small and you don't think, just because you're small, you don't think that you have a need to exercise, you're small, but you ain't strong. Because a strong person wouldn't even say that out their mouth. So you have no desire to be better in that area of your life because you're small. But this says, when you design a goal and you carve out a space in your brain that didn't exist before, that space needs to be nurtured. You have to figure out what resources you'll need to help reach that goal. Is there a book you should read? A person you need to connect with? Maybe there's a place you need to visit or an activity you need to perform. Fill that space with the right tools to accomplish your goal, or you risk starving your goal into failure. Nevertheless, you can have all your compelling reasons and resources in place, but if you don't think you deserve the goal you've set, you will struggle. Because goals and self-worth. If you don't believe you're worthy of a particular outcome, you're self-sabotaging, and you will never produce a result greater than what you think you're worthy of. Think of it as pulling on both sides of the rope in a tug of war. Either you win or you lose. You must build two things into your thinking as you create your goals. One, ways to increase faith in yourself. Two, ways to create your identity when you look in the mirror. Let me say it again. One, ways to increase your faith in yourself. Two, ways to increase your identity when you look in the mirror. Both are integral parts of your self-worth. Unless you're confident in who you are and what you deserve, you'll limit yourself in the goals that you think you deserve. You must be aware and smart enough to not to undermine your efforts. As you believe so, too you will as you believe so. As you believe, so too you will achieve. I'm sorry, y'all. Your conscious and your subconscious can be great allies, but if you're not working together, if they're not working together, they can be the mental landmines that blow up in your face. Let me see what we got here. I want to see how much further I want to go because I don't want to because we got about 13 minutes left. All right, let me see. You must be aware and smart enough not to undermine your efforts. As you believe, so too you will achieve. 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 Your conscious and your subconscious can be great allies, but if they're not working together, they can be the mental landmines that blow up in your face. And I think I'm going to stop right there, page 119, for next week when we meet together again next Monday. Listen, y'all, listen. I'm really, because I'm in a space where I'm having to do a lot of studying and learning for what it is that I desire for where I'm going to go. And everything in you, when you love and lead, but when you love, it's very hard because you don't want to leave people behind. Even Rosa, the people that you see that have great potential to do even the more than what they're doing. But potential, you cannot mentor potential. Uh-oh. Let me tell you why you can't mentor potential. Because potential is something you see that other people have. But potential is not something they see or they think that they have. So when you try to mentor potential, now you're drained. And you know what I learned today? That in order for people to receive what they want and need, they got to clear space for it. But if your space is filled with people who have potential, the people that you need to come along so that you can just kind of mentor them a little bit can't come because it's filled with all the people in the space. They got a bunch of potential, but they don't even believe they got potential. So you can't even mentor them because they don't believe they got potential. They don't see or know their worth or their potential. So I will encourage you all, right? Getting on book club is not enough. You have to grow in this season or get left behind. In whatever capacity you're in, I don't care if it's church ministry, I don't care if it's business, if you don't grow, because some of you should be way producing farther than what you're doing right now. But you know what? It's too comfortable. And you don't understand your potential. And because you don't understand your potential, you lack self-confidence. And because you lack self-confidence, all of it is spiritual. All of it is spiritual. Do you know that we can see people who lack self-confidence even in the way they smile and the pictures that they take? It shows. It screams loud. It shows. It screams loud. It shows and it screams loud. And while you're waiting for someone to give you identity and give you self-worth and give you self-confidence, nobody can do that but you. No one. No one can make you more confident. No one can give you your identity. That is something that you must find and have on your own. But I will tell you this, a person who lacks self-confidence, you can see it even in the way that they sit, posture in front of other people. If you always slumped over like this, low self-confidence. And do you know that when people walk into a room, that's what they're looking at? Everything about us, you don't have to say a word for people to see that you lack self-confidence. And so then what a person does that lacks self-confidence, as they go and they like to have conversations with people who they deem as being lesser than them so that they can sound important to those people. Because now it feeds your ego. But you're not doing anything to raise your level of awareness or stretching your capacity because you rather stay like this. Sit up when you're confident. Get up. And I promise you, when you're understanding that you're in arenas with people who have the knowledge to speak life into you, put your phone down and be present in the environment where you can hear, because you don't even understand that it might be that one thing that you need to hear that sparks the change in you that you miss because you're sitting up in your phone all the time. You know, it's funny because I know that we say all the time, when you go in the bathroom, it's a great time to, you can post and get your posting done when you're sitting in the bathroom. Some of y'all need to leave the phones outside of the bathroom because you sit up in that bathroom wasting too much time. Because now you're scrolling, getting caught scrolling. Go do what you got to do and get out. But I'm telling you, who you are shows in everything you do. It shows in the way you sit. It shows in the way you smile for your pictures. It shows. It shows that you are afraid to show who you really are. It all shows. Our behaviors, what we do and do not do, what we read, what we listen to. It all shows. So I would encourage you all, because this is not a beat down. This is just to help you all. I would encourage you, even when you're around people, y'all, and they start like trying to talk about negative things or trying to talk about things, and can you believe that they want us to do X, Y? Stop the conversation. Change the conversation. Don't allow people to go there with you. Stop allowing yourself to be a garbage can. Change the conversation. In May, I messaged someone messaged me earlier and I said, May is going to be an explosive month for those that not only show up, but they get in the game and on the court. Some of y'all coming to the game, but you're not lacing up and getting on the court. May has to be a month where you get in the game and on the court. May has to be a month where you get in the game and on the court. So let me give you an example. Marguerite. Paul and I, we always set ourselves a personal business goal. Like as far as how much volume we want to put in to re-up on our products, right? And so this up until now, we've wanted to make sure that we put in no less every week personally than at least 500 volume a week personally in our personal orders every single week, which means that we have to do what, Marguerite? That we had to plan out our what does it Proverbs, I mean Psalm 20 and 4 say, right? When we talked about the word plan, right? When planning for success. So 500 volume is cute, right? I mean, it's cute because the average person, for real, especially if you're a retailer, you should be doing no less than 200 a week. Ain't no way people telling me, yeah, I did $300, $400, $500 a day. And really? Okay. So anyway, because that volume should be in your power leg. I mean, your pay leg, rather. We should see it. So, Tedra, we've been putting in no less than 500 volume personally in our orders, right? Now, wherever we always place it in different areas, but now from now on for the next maybe 30 days, I don't know, because I'm probably going to increase that again, at least 30 to 60 days, I want to make sure I'm putting in at least 1,000 volume a week. So that means that now I have to get very strategic about moving product so that I have to order 1,000 volume every single week. Y'all. Because I'm in business. And I'm in business and we get paid from volume, then I need to know what I'm doing for my own business. I don't care what everybody else does. I'm talking about what Nina's doing for herself. Well, Paul and Nina are make their decision for their business, right? And then, Tedra, what I'm going to do is, after my goal of 1,000 volume a week, what's so crazy is I said after the next 60 to 90 days, I want to increase the volume even the more. So then when I've got people who need like product in certain regions that are leading, not just loving, but leading and moving product, but putting that volume back in, because I'm not sending product to nobody that ain't putting that back in the system when they're selling product. But I'm going to then move around product in regions where I begin to plant teams to support the teams, as long as I see that gets back in the system. Because the moment that I see it ain't going back in the system, I will no longer support that region. Because you're eating your seed. It's got to be a plan. Some of it you eat, some of it you sow. So I'm in my mind, where am I sowing this back into my business so that I can see a harvest come back? But when you just keep eating, there's nothing to sow back for a harvest to come. I'm in business. Anyway, I just wanted to share that today. I was like stretching myself, like, okay, y'all been doing at least 5. I mean, we've done more than 500 a week in volume, because I for real do really retail all that product. Like, we should be popping what we like to call silvers in our business all the time, because we flowing it's flowing, right? It's flowing. So I will go from what I'm doing, and now I'm teaching other people. And then I want to be able to support different regions as I'm planting businesses and business partners in other regions to move product. Did y'all just hear in Mississippi, the young lady that did $2,400 in sales with 2 people? I'm just trying to help y'all understand, plan. So I said all that to say, I'm just showing you how I'm planning, because I'm doing what Psalm 20 and 4 says. I'm planning. Okay? Planning. Because I don't want them onesie twosies. I'm planning for success. I love y'all. Can't wait to see you all next Monday. Listen, so no matter what you're going through in life, y'all, wait, what did she say? What Marguerite says from a bakery, right? No matter what you're going through in life, you got to understand, y'all, that you can live again, laugh again, hope again, dream again, and you most certainly can bling again. I want you all to have a bling-tastic day, a rest of your day, a bling-tastic week. Pay it forward, do a good deed, be kind to one another. And listen, don't you forget to subscribe to Bling TV 3765. That rhymes. Subscribe to Bling TV 3765. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.